Welcome back to Shocking Stories, where we dive deep into the most chilling true crime cases that blur the line between technology and terror. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell because today's story will leave you questioning everything you see online. What we're about to uncover involves cutting-edge technology, stolen identities, and a murder confession that turned one woman's life into a nightmare she never could have imagined. Picture this. You're scrolling through social media when a friend sends you a link with a warning message. You click it, expecting maybe a funny video or news article. But instead, you find yourself staring at your own face, confessing to a brutal murder you never committed. The video is so realistic that even you question your own sanity for a moment. This isn't science fiction. This is the terrifying reality that 29-year-old digital marketing specialist Rachel Chen faced in February 2024, when she discovered that her identity had been weaponized by a killer using deepfake technology. Stick around because this case will make you never trust a video again. And if this story grips you like it did me, smash that like button and let me know in the comments what you think about the future of digital crime. February 14th, 2024, Valentine's Day. Rachel Chen was spending a quiet evening at her apartment in San Francisco, scrolling through her phone and planning a relaxing weekend. At 29, Rachel had built a successful career in digital marketing, specializing in social media campaigns for tech startups. She understood technology better than most, which made what happened next even more terrifying. Around 9:30 p.m., Rachel received a frantic call from her college roommate, Jessica Martinez, who was now living in Portland. "Rachel, please tell me you didn't do something horrible," Jessica said, her voice shaking. "There's a video. It's all over social media. It's you, but it can't be you, right?" With trembling fingers, Rachel clicked the link. What she saw made her stomach drop. There, in crystal clear HD quality, was her own face on her own body, sitting in what appeared to be her apartment, confessing to the brutal murder of her downstairs neighbor, 34-year-old software engineer David Kim. In the video, Rachel spoke in her exact voice, using her mannerisms, even wearing a sweater Rachel owned. The confession was chillingly detailed. She described stabbing David 17 times in his kitchen after an argument about noise complaints, then cleaning up the blood and disposing of the weapon in Golden Gate Park. She even mentioned specific details about David's apartment that only someone who had been inside would know. But here's the thing, Rachel had never been in David's apartment. In fact, she'd only spoken to him twice in the year she'd lived in the building, both times brief pleasantries in the lobby. And David Kim wasn't dead. He was very much alive, posting confused responses on social media about the viral video claiming he'd been murdered. Within hours, the video had exploded across every social media platform. Rachel Chen's confession was trending on Twitter, with millions of people sharing, commenting, and speculating about the bizarre case. But for Rachel, this wasn't entertainment. It was a nightmare that was about to get much worse. The next morning, Rachel woke up to find her apartment building surrounded by news vans and police cars. Detective Sarah Martinez of the San Francisco Police Department was at her door with a search warrant, even though David Kim had already confirmed publicly that he was alive and well. But when they examined her devices, they found something impossible. Her fitness tracker showed movement at 11:47 p.m. Her phone had briefly disconnected from her Wi-Fi around that time, and most disturbing of all, there were no digital footprints to suggest she'd been asleep. It was as if someone had perfectly synchronized a fake confession video with manipulated data from her personal devices. The investigation took an even stranger turn when David Kim revealed something he'd initially kept to himself. On the night of February 13th, he'd heard what sounded like someone trying to break into his apartment around midnight. When he looked through his peephole, he saw a figure in the hallway that looked exactly like Rachel, but something about the movement seemed off to him. He'd been too embarrassed to report it, thinking maybe he was imagining things. Dr. Amanda Foster, a digital forensics expert at UC Berkeley, was brought in to analyze the confession video. What she found was both fascinating and terrifying. The video showed signs of being created using advanced deepfake technology, but it was far more sophisticated than anything she'd seen in criminal cases before. But Dr. Foster discovered something even more disturbing. The metadata in the video file contained hidden information that suggested this wasn't the first fake video created using Rachel's likeness. There were references to other files, other projects, implying that Rachel's digital identity had been stolen and weaponized multiple times before. The breakthrough came when investigators realized that the confession video wasn't just random harassment, it was cover for an actual crime. While everyone was focused on the fake murder of David Kim, a real murder had been committed across town. On February 13th, the same night Rachel's fake confession was recorded, 31-year-old tech executive Lisa Wang had been found dead in her Palo Alto home. The murder had received minimal media attention because it was overshadowed by the viral deepfake confession. But Detective Martinez noticed something crucial. Lisa Wang worked at the same tech company where Rachel had briefly consulted 6 months earlier. The connection led investigators to Marcus Holloway, a 35-year-old software engineer who had worked closely with both Lisa and Rachel during the consulting project. Marcus had access to the company's advanced AI development tools, including software capable of creating professional-grade deepfakes. More importantly, he had legitimate reasons to have recorded video calls with Rachel during their work together. As the investigation deepened, investigators discovered that Marcus had been using Rachel's stolen digital identity for far more than just creating fake videos. He'd been living a parallel digital life as Rachel, using her likeness to catfish potential victims on dating apps, to create fake social media accounts for spreading disinformation, and even to apply for loans and credit cards in her name. The financial damage alone was staggering. Marcus had opened 17 different accounts using Rachel's deepfake identity verification, racking up over $200,000 in debt in her name. He'd used advanced voice synthesis technology to pass phone verification calls with banks, and he'd created fake video calls with customer service representatives to change account details. But the psychological warfare was even worse. Marcus had been systematically destroying Rachel's reputation for months. He'd used her likeness to post controversial political statements that alienated her friends, to send inappropriate messages to her colleagues, and to create the impression that she was unstable and untrustworthy. By the time the murder confession video went viral, many people in Rachel's life were already questioning her behavior. Marcus Holloway was arrested on March 15, 2024, at his San Francisco apartment. When police searched his home, they found a sophisticated operation that looked like a cross between a professional video studio and a cybercrime command center. Multiple high-end computers were running AI software, walls were covered with printed photos of Rachel, and hard drives contained terabytes of stolen digital content. The evidence against Marcus was overwhelming. His computers contained the original files used to create the fake confession video, along with hundreds of other deepfake videos featuring Rachel and other victims. Investigators discovered that Rachel wasn't his only target. Marcus had been using this technology to harass and frame at least 12 other women over the past 2 years. Marcus Holloway's trial began in September 2024 and became a landmark case for digital crimes. It was the first time in US legal history that someone had been prosecuted for using deepfake technology to facilitate murder and identity theft on such a massive scale. The prosecution, led by District Attorney Jennifer Walsh, painted Marcus as a technological predator who had weaponized artificial intelligence to destroy innocent lives. This defendant didn't just steal money or property, Walsh told the jury. He stole something far more precious. He stole identity itself. He turned technology that should help humanity into a weapon of psychological torture. The defense team, led by attorney Rachel Chen, attempted to argue that Marcus was suffering from a technology addiction and mental illness that impaired his judgment. They brought in expert witnesses who testified about the addictive nature of online validation and the psychological effects of living in virtual reality. But the premeditated nature of his crimes and the scale of his operation made the mental illness defense difficult to sustain. The most compelling testimony came from Rachel herself, who described the ongoing trauma of never knowing what fake content might surface next. "Every day, I have to check if someone is using my face to say or do something I never did," she told the court. "I can't trust any video I see online anymore because I know how easy it is to fake. He didn't just steal my identity, he stole my trust in reality itself." The jury convicted Marcus on all counts: first-degree murder of Lisa Wang, 17 counts of identity theft, fraud, cyberstalking, and criminal conspiracy. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, with an additional 50 years for the technology-related crimes. The Rachel Chen case sent shockwaves through law enforcement, technology companies, and society at large. It demonstrated that deepfake technology had evolved beyond simple entertainment or political manipulation into a weapon capable of facilitating murder and destroying lives. In response to the case, California passed the Digital Identity Protection Act in late 2024, making it a felony to create or distribute deepfake content without consent. Major tech companies implemented new detection systems for fake videos, and social media platforms began requiring identity verification for accounts posting video content. But for Rachel, the legal victory felt hollow. Even though Marcus was behind bars, the fake videos he created continued to circulate online. Every few weeks, Rachel would discover new copies of the confession video or other fake content featuring her likeness. The internet never forgets, and deepfake technology ensures that digital lies can live forever. Rachel became an advocate for digital rights and deepfake legislation, working with lawmakers to create stronger penalties for technology-assisted crimes. She founded the Digital Identity Defense Foundation, which helps victims of deepfake harassment and advocates for better detection technology. But questions remain. How many other Marcus Holloways are out there using deepfake technology to commit crimes? How many people have been falsely accused based on fake video evidence? And most disturbingly, how can we maintain justice in a world where seeing is no longer believing? The FBI estimates that deepfake-related crimes increased by over 300% in 2024, with cases ranging from financial fraud to political manipulation to murder cover-ups. The technology is becoming more accessible and more convincing every month, creating new opportunities for criminals while challenging the fundamental assumptions of our legal system. Rachel Chen's story is a terrifying preview of the future we're entering, a world where anyone's face can be stolen, where videos can lie more convincingly than ever before, and where criminals can commit the perfect frame-up with nothing more than a computer and stolen photos from social media. The case raises profound questions about privacy, consent, and truth in the digital age. If we can't trust video evidence anymore, how do we determine what's real? If anyone can be made to appear to confess to any crime, how do we protect the innocent? And if our digital identities can be weaponized against us, how do we live safely in an online world? The technology that created this nightmare continues to advance. New AI tools are released every month that make deepfakes easier to create and harder to detect. The same algorithms that can help Hollywood create amazing special effects can also help criminals destroy lives and escape justice. But Rachel's story also shows the power of human resilience and the importance of fighting back against technological abuse. Her advocacy work has helped dozens of other deepfake victims, and her case has become a rallying cry for stronger digital rights legislation. What do you think about the future of deepfake technology? Are you worried about someone stealing your digital identity? How can we protect ourselves in a world where our own faces can be turned against us? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation about staying safe in the digital age. If this story opened your eyes to the dark side of AI technology, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more shocking true crime cases that reveal the hidden dangers of our modern world. Share this with friends and family who need to understand the risks of deepfake technology. Because in a world where anyone can be made to confess to anything, knowledge is our best defense. Until next time, remember, in the age of deepfakes, trust but verify everything you see. Your digital identity might depend on it.